Good evening. Hey, please take your seats. May I please have your attention? It's starting to get a little quieter. Please take your seats. I'm not going to leave the podium this time. Welcome to tonight's Bay County Chamber Annual Dinner. At this time, if you'll please stand and remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the Joint Forces Honor Guard, the invocation and pledge, and singing of the national anthem. Good and gracious God, shine your light on the most gifted areas of our life. Give us understanding on how to utilize our gifts effectively so that we may fulfill our calling and our destinies. With joy and satisfaction, allow us to be the helpers of humanity with kindness, love, and humility to lift up and improve the lives of others for the betterment of all your people. Lord, we ask for open minds and open hearts that we may be clever and inventive by identifying solutions to complex problems in our world. We ask for your wisdom and your perseverance necessary to develop significant life-changing ideas. We're also asking blessings for the leadership of our country, our military and first responders. We offer this prayer in your name. Amen. The colors are being presented by the Joint Forces Honor Guard. Please parade the colors. Join in the Pledge of Allegiance led by Theo Petronas and the national anthem sung by Mia Carroll.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the ragged red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was
Please be seated. Good evening, and welcome to tonight's Bay County Chamber Annual Dinner. Typically, your master of ceremonies would be David Powell, but he is unavailable tonight. You can give a round of applause for that. But Carol and Mike, they were in fear that David wasn't there. Oh my, what we do. We won't have a prayer. They panicked. Who would lead tonight's dinner? Carol says, heck, Jimmy. He's a winner. So here I am, never fear, guiding you through tonight's event. And as Andrew would say, have a beer. This is special. Celebrities, honorees, and hosts gathering together for fellowship and toasts. What a great year 2015 has been. We reflect on those that made it a win. A speech from Larry will be near as Mike will lead the MAC this year. The Beaches Chamber is here tonight. We welcome you to join the Bay County Chamber with delight. Find the auctions. Make sure you have a drink or two. The funds we raise will benefit you. Your meal will be the second best the Gulf has to share. And enjoying knowing the best is right around the corner, I swear. So kick back, relax. Robert will be here soon enough. And if you don't behave, I'll make Steve sing to you. And you know that'll be rough. Again, welcome to tonight and enjoy this incredible venue. But remember, the real stars are really all of you. As I wrote this, I'm really trying to make Carol glow. But all she's really thinking is, Jimmy, on with the show. So tonight wouldn't be possible for our incredible sponsors, our platinum sponsors, Edgewater Beach Resort, Merrill Lynch, Harrison Sale McCloy, our media sponsor, Clever Media Works, our gold sponsors, Barron Redding, Early Education and Care, Gulf Coast State College, FSU Panama City, Health South, Manuel and Thompson, NAI Talcor, North Star Church, Sweet Bay, and West Rock. Let's give them a round of applause. I would like to also recognize all of our elected officials, if they'll please stand and be recognized. Special thanks to our entire Bay County Commission, and especially to Mike Thomas and George Gaynor as they finish out their service on our county commission. We're really also honored to have Jay Trumbull here with us tonight as he is in the middle of the legislative session. We are honored also to have the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce staff and their board of directors. And I would also like to recognize all of our, and I'd like for these folks to stand, our military, active duty, and veterans. Please stand and let's recognize you. So as we continue our program, back to the routine. Beer, beer. Everywhere is beer. You see, this is what Andrew left us for, my dear. He was once here, but now he's gone. To the safety and comfort of Chicago? What the heck went wrong? The beer is cold, and the Corona, well, it's strong. But Andrew, we missed you. What took so long? So the question of the night that I need to bring to light, Andrew, the leader we sorta knew, we're glad you're back, but did you bring us a brew? I introduce to you, where's Andrew at? Here he comes, come on up. Andrew Levy.
Thank you, everyone. Well, it's good to be home, although, Carol, I came down from Chicago to Panama City to escape the snow. Thanks for the fake snow out there. My wife and I, we made a lot of great friends while we were here for several years. And I was walking to work in Chicago the other day. It was -4, -24 wind chill. And I texted a few of my friends down here to seek some empathy, talking about the effects of frigid cold on certain anatomical parts. And I got not one shred of empathy. I got a lot of texts about flip-flops, about sand, about the water. And while I didn't really appreciate it at the time, it's certainly nice to be home today. So thank you. I am honored to come back to celebrate tonight with everyone. We did a lot in the 6 months that I was chairman, and the several years before that, working my way up and being active in the chamber. But I really just came back to thank everyone for all of the support, to thank everyone who volunteers their time to support the chamber, to support our community, and thank you very much. With that, I want to thank Mike Sears for picking up the torch after I left and doing a wonderful job. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mike.
Thank you, Andrew, and welcome back to Bay County. We all miss you here, and we appreciate your leadership, and glad to hear things are going well for you and your family in the Windy City. And I will take our snow here out front compared to your snow there. So, Jimmy Petronas, thank you as always for being here. And having to follow Theo and Mia is a tough task. I think they're due another big round of applause. That was amazing. And just thanks for all that were involved with setting the stage for tonight and the venue we have here. Just give a round of applause to all those that put forth the effort. It looks incredible. Great job. And lastly, thank each and every one of you for being here this evening. As you know, this is our signature event for the Chamber of Commerce, and we certainly appreciate everyone's support. Thank you again. So Carol tells me she can't recall losing a chairman midstream within her tenure, and we all know that has got to be at least 100 years ago. Where is Carol? I'm on a duck. Of course, I had to be the one lucky guy that it happened to. However, I think we skillfully picked up the ball that Andrew had rolling very nicely for us and had an incredible year. So it is now time to start recognizing some of our folks. If you will all bear with me. Mr. Larry Carroll, if you'll please join me on stage. The chairmanship of the Military Affairs Committee is the last step on the Chamber's leadership ladder. Larry Carroll has done an amazing job this year. Larry, thank you. As you all know, he's been very actively engaged. And just to name a few of the endeavors, it was a busy year with MAC, but we had numerous events for leadership departing and arriving at both of our bases. The Gulf Coast Salute Air Show at Tyndall, which is always awesome. Year of the Military Diver at NSA. Honorees here such as General Carlisle. For those of you that are familiar with the Honorary Commanders Program, Larry and the MAC had expanded that program. I think that was a fantastic move. The first MAC fishing trip, and thanks to Larry, we all have the cool new MAC hats. Thank you. So I think he still has some of those available for anybody that didn't get one this year. And in addition, the Chamber maintains involvement and support of the Bay Defense Alliance, known as BDA, to protect and grow our military installations, and we commend Tom Neubauer and the BDA team for their ongoing efforts. Kind of blinded up here. I didn't see Tom this evening, but Tom, if you're here, thank you for all your efforts. If he's not here, if you see him, please give him a pat on the back. He does a lot of work for us here in Bay County behind the scenes. So Larry, I thank you for your leadership, and I sincerely wish you the best. By the way, he gets to keep this award. If you were at the MAC passing of the gavel, we took it back, so that's yours to take home this time.
Thank you very much, Mike. You know, I was a little worried last year when I actually passed the gavel from being chairman to Andrew, because knowing Andrew, I just wondering how long it was before y'all run him out of town. Well, you know, what can I say? I'd like to thank Michael. Michael, you're going to do a great job this year in MAC for all those kind words. And I'd like to recognize General Eder, and he's from 1st Air Force, and his wife, Sharia. And I'd also like to recognize Commander Doug Huggins from the NSA and his wife, Inga, who have joined us tonight. I've had the opportunity this year to meet a lot of great people. Colonel France was not able to make it tonight. He's TDY. They have a thing out in Arizona, or is it Nevada? I think it's Nevada. And so he is out, and he gives his regrets that he was not able to make it here tonight. I got to meet a lot of great people, like Commander Cal out at the Navy base. I don't know if you ever get a chance to go out there and do a tour of the Navy base. You really should. Same with Tyndall, and I got to go and meet Captain Phil Dawson, who did an awesome job for everything he did. Actually gave MAC, we had a chance to have a MAC event on one of the boats out there. And my last thing I'd like to do is I'd like to thank the Bay County Chamber of Commerce, its staff, the board members, and the MAC members who have given me the opportunity to serve these last 5 years for the Chamber, and it's been a great time. I've had a great ride, and I appreciate everybody, and thank you very much, and may God bless you, and may God bless America.
Thank you again, Larry, for your leadership. You did a fantastic job, and we're appreciative for all that you do for Bay County. So now it's time for our Member of the Year presentation. This person is a past member of the Board of Directors, past chairman, and member of the Government Affairs Committee, former ambassador, was involved with the Education Committee for years, a 1997 graduate of Leadership Bay, has been a member of MAC since 2003, and his company has been a member since 1959. Our recipient operates stealthily, and many people have no idea of the things that he does for this community, and especially for the Chamber. So the staff told me several stories, of which a couple that really stood out to me. I'll share them with you. Several years ago, one of our staff members called this individual just looking for a source for hard hats, so we would have them for props for our groundbreakings. A couple weeks went by, didn't hear anything back, but then the staff showed up one day at the office to find a box of 10, not just plain hard hats, but ones that had Chamber logo on them sitting at the back door. Recently, the staff informed me that a local rental company, that they were going to charge us quite a bit of money to transport golf carts to our sporting clay tournament, for those of you that were involved with that. Staff simply just made the ask of this individual, and the golf carts were sent there. This person and his company's commitment to this organization, to the Chamber, and the community has gone on unrecognized for long enough. So I think this individual probably figured out that they're being honored this evening, and by the way, they didn't know ahead of time, so they might be sliding out the back door as I speak. But it is my pleasure to announce our 2015 Member of the Year, Mr. Durham White, GAC Contractors.
Wow, don't look so shocked. I'm shocked too. There's so many people to think, I don't really like to be put in the spotlight. I don't know if you know, but I'm partners with Alan Bentz, and he typically handles this type of event. Plus, the circumstances is no one tells you, so you can't write a speech. So good luck with this. I'd like to thank Carol and her staff. You know, they've always been supportive of anything we do in the community, and I'm just happy to know that we've participated in a way that's benefited the Bay County Chamber of Commerce and Bay County, Florida. Also like to thank the executive board, the directors. I mean, that's volunteer time. I mean, you don't realize how much time and effort you put into this. You know, I'll tell you a quick story, and that'll be it, because Alan will be texting me in a minute saying, shut up and sit down. But the reality of it is, in 1997, I graduated from Leadership Bay, and there was a guy named Scott Clemens come by a few years later, and he said, hey, would you like to serve on the board of directors? And I said, I don't know, Scott, I'll think about it. He said, okay, well, come to the next meeting. So I went to the next meeting, and about 5 minutes into it, they said, we'd like to introduce you, one of our new board members. And I said to Scott afterwards, I said, what do you think? He said, I seen it in your eyes. So, you know, we've stayed actively involved, you know. I like to thank the Hilton family for giving me the opportunity to be where I'm at today. They've been very generous. And, you know, the Member of the Year Award is not about one person. It's about a group of people that rallies around one person and makes him great. You know, I'm just an average guy, but the reality of it is when you surround yourself with good people, you elevate yourself to the next level. Alan Bent's the same way. He's been a great mentor. Everyone that's ever worked at GAC Contractors has been a significant part of the success of my life, and I'm very, very gracious for that. Andrew Ryle, who now keeps me posted on what's going on with the Chamber of Commerce, serves on the board of directors, which may not be working with us on Monday, but he's had a nice tenure there. You know, it's really good. I want to thank him. I want to thank all of the developers, all the engineers, all the architects, everyone in the audience who's really participated in the success of GAC Contractors. And like I said, this membership award goes to everyone. It's not an individual award, so thank you very much and have a great evening.
I guess you can see it was a pretty easy selection this year. So Derwin White, GAC Contractors, congratulations, and thank you for your commitment to Bay County and to the Chamber of Commerce. And now I would like to introduce our presenter for the Lauren Merriam Memorial Award, who is the 2009 recipient of the award, Elizabeth, AKA Lisa Walters.
Good evening. It's such an honor to be here and such a great crowd this evening. What a wonderful event for Bay County. This year's recipient of the Lauren Merriam Award began a professional career here in Bay County as an intern. He was a shiny new FSU graduate. Our recipient quickly became a rising star within the organization. Along the way, our recipient encouraged teamwork and individual excellence in fellow team members. It's the American dream to find a job that you love, and through hard work and initiative to move up to run the organization. After increasingly important assignments and promotions, our honoree did just that, becoming the head of the organization's operations here in Bay County. Our recipient inspired and challenged his employees to do the right thing, to better themselves through education, and to take care of those around them. As is with all great leaders, our recipient tonight led by example. Many of those who worked for our recipient went on to leadership positions, management positions within the local organization, and even all the way up through the headquarters. Our recipient has always been a promoter of Bay County. He embraced Bay County and found time to give back to Bay County despite an intensive travel schedule. A Rotarian, a church leader, and often on the ball fields of Bay County, enthusiastically coaching the youth of Bay County. With enthusiasm and ability to bring out the best in folks, these teams were found competing for championships at a statewide level and even a national level. Although our recipient is retired now officially, he's really not retired. He immediately went to work as a volunteer, continuing to do what? Promote his organization, promote his employer for so many years. Continuing to support those people, to promote those people. And most importantly, to support the important mission of that organization to our nation's scientific and defense community, as well as the organization's importance to the economy of Bay County. Logging in over 1,000 hours with the Bay Defense Alliance. He became the leader of all efforts to protect the assets and the people of the former employer, organizing BDA's trips to DC. He became the go-to person for all matters relating to the protection of the Gulf Test Range, testifying before numerous legislative committees at the drop of a hat and with little notice. The value of education has always been paramount in this individual's message to others. As a physicist, our recipient appreciated the importance of science, technology, engineering, and math before it was really cool and what we were all talking about. After all, our honorees' career assignments included being the project manager and system engineer for several torpedo defense systems that remain today as centerpieces of the Navy's ship and submarine self-defense systems. He and a colleague worked together closely to put Bay County and the students of Bay County in the forefront of the STEM education movement. They worked together to establish STEM summer camps, and since doing, over 2,000 students and over 300 educators have benefited from the programs offered by those camps in marine biology, software development, robotics, electronics. He founded FSU's STEM Council and serves as its chair. He became involved in the Bay Education Foundation at a time when scholarship prices were increasing and legislative funding was decreasing, a story we're all familiar with. He organized the first ever Golf for Education golf tournament, which has now become a leading fundraiser for the Bay Education Foundation. And then he became the chairman of the Bay Education Foundation, making sure that at-risk students in Bay County have an opportunity to have a mentor and have a roadway to success through education. He undertakes every project with determination and boundless energy. What others say, and I agree, that sets him apart from other volunteers we all work with is that he's the happy warrior. Always cheerful, always upbeat. He inspires those around him to work even harder for the cause they share. When he's not working for the good of Bay County, I can tell you he fulfills numerous duties and responsibilities as assigned by his wife. And if you see him around town, you know he's smiling, and odds are he's with one of his kids, some of his kids, one of his grandkids, or all of them. With a 38-year career with NSWC PCD, whose headquarters is the Pentagon, rising to the rank of Senior Executive Service, which is equivalent to a general officer in the active duty military, the dedication that he has for the children of Bay County, our recipient is a true leader in Bay County. If you know him, he tells you one thing: life is good. Life is good. So if you haven't figured out who the recipient is, here are two more hints. He's madly in love with my mom, and he's my daddy. So Mr. Leon Walters is the 2016 recipient of the Lauren Merriam Award. He's probably doing the paw paw dance on his way up here. She joked you.
Yeah, that's an Eden joke. I don't know what to say. Well, I have been known to make a speech every now and then. Yes, I have. But I am so honored. This is my family, by the way. I love them. They're all here, but one grandson, Ian, who's off doing Navy duty, and one great-grandson who is doing other things tonight. This is, I really don't know what to say. It's been a great 2 weeks for me. I was in the state capitol last week and found out there was an organization I never knew existed until last week, Volunteer Florida, that decided to give me an award for my volunteer work. And then here tonight. Didn't prepare a presentation, but I can tell you that if you just look at the list of people that have received this award before me, I'm standing on some big shoulders, really standing on some big shoulders. And but I relish the opportunity. We have great opportunity here in Bay County. We all need to work on that opportunity, the education of our kids, the development of our workforce, the development of our industries, but most of all, the development of our families. As you might see, I'm a family man. I think that's where it all begins. And I encourage us all to go out and preach that word. But yes, I am involved with Bay Education Foundation. We have over 100 kids in our organization right now that are either in college or on the way to get a college education due to our efforts. Yes, we have to raise money to do that. I invite you to please work with us in doing that. I'd be remiss if I didn't reach that. But as you heard, yes, I've been a very active member in Bay Defense Alliance. What a great cause for Bay County. What Tyndall and the Navy base brings to Panama City is, you can't measure that. And the organization that I work with, the Surface Warfare Center, which had myriads of names before that, and I didn't live through all of them, but I did most of them. But, 1,400 scientists and engineers in our community that work here. That has got to be a great asset to our community and our workforce. But we need to develop our workforce more. We need to protect our military assets and work with our school system. Alignment Bay County, I have to mention that. That's another baby I'm kissing now. It just goes on and on. But Alignment Bay County is really a commitment of the total community to improve our education system and subsequently our workforce. But again, I'm so honored with this. I invite you to look at the shoulders I'm standing on, starting with none other than Jerry Clemens, who is here tonight. And, the myriads of people that are great contributors to our community. I'm proud to be one of them. And whoever yelled out Leonard, that's a golf course term. I know I'm called Leonard on the golf course, amongst other things. But I thank the organization. I thank the previous the award winners, and thank you very much.
Off the stage.
Told you I was a family man.
Thank you. That was very good without a script. Congratulations, Dr. Walters, and thank you for all that you do for Bay County and all the tremendous amount of volunteer hours that you have dedicated to bettering our community. Thank you very much. So my outgoing remarks, first of all, congratulations to all of the award winners this evening. We all have big shoes to fill, obviously. Andrew, thank you very much for making the transition very seamless. Welcome again back to Bay County. We all miss you here, but thank you for all that you've done, sincerely. And before I turn things over, I'm sorry, to Robert, I'd like to just hit on a few highlights of 2015. And if you will all bear with me, some of this is going to be repeated if you were at our First Friday event in December. A lot of these numbers are going to resonate, but I'll get through this as quickly as I can. I think it's all important stuff. Many of you know that we had a membership goal that Andrew and leadership had put forth for 2015 of 950 members. We started the year at 898, so it was a pretty aggressive goal. We closed the year with 953 members, so we had a great year. Congratulations to all the volunteers and staff that helped us meet that goal. Thank you all very much. And although we have lots of membership service activities, as you all are aware of, for networking, promoting our businesses, referrals, and so much more that directly affect our members, in my mind, it's really the indirect programs that have affects our business, our individual businesses in the long run, for making our community the great place that it is. It's a great time to be here in Bay County. I think you would all agree. It's our government affairs activities that I think is where the rubber really hits the road. And I don't know if Garrett Anderson's in here this evening, but Garrett, if you are, thank you for all that you've done and your leadership this year with Government Affairs Committee. Tremendous effort. Just a few things, highlights, supporting the governor on his efforts to grow Enterprise Florida, to promote Florida and improve our business climate. Monitoring of the restore activities, which of course was a pretty monumental task, although we supported 2 projects, only one was chosen to move forward. That was the opening of the East Pass. Supporting a local preference ordinance whereby local business is given preference before an out-of-town firm. And doing a little research on that prior, that's pretty common in many other markets. So I think that was a great initiative put forth, and it was very well received and supported. Tyndall Air Force Base waterway security was a hot topic, as many of you know. Tyndall listened to our community concerns, and now it appears there is little or no concern moving forward. Did our annual trip to Tallahassee in February. This year was a bit unique because the early session for 2016, we were back in November to deliver our 2016 plan. So 2 visits to Tallahassee that were very successful. And we really have to stop to think about 2 especially impressive campaigns that we've been successful with. In the past year, the Chamber of Commerce, this organization, was responsible for getting a bed tax in the city of Panama City, and no one else has been successful with that. I think it's a big, big deal for Bay County. It's now generating $1 million+ annually for our community. So we're going to do great things with that. Our Junior Leadership Bay class succeeded in bringing back, and this one's near and dear to my heart, driver's education to our school system. I wish they were all here for us to congratulate them again. We should all be very proud of their effort there. I have a daughter that's going to be driving within a month, so I paid real close attention to that, and I can attest that it was very much needed. I can go on about the government affairs, but if you'll just bear with me again, I'm going to move through a few other accomplishments. Under our foundation, education continues to be on the high priority list. Leadership Bay and Junior Leadership Bay programs, career connections, and educators in industry. In addition, for many years, we've been privileged to have a representative on the school district's Citizen Advisory Committee that follows expenditures on the 1/2 cent sales tax, I know many of you are aware of. We were also tasked in taking a leadership role in Alignment Bay County. Dr. Walters touched on ABC as it's referred to. And although CareerSource is the lead organization, we've been involved at the governing board level and the operating board. Our events department is certainly alive and well. Name just a few: Tourism Appreciation Month, IAC, the Industry Appreciation Month, First Responders Appreciation, First Friday, Business After Hours, Continuing Education Seminars, and of course the annual dinner event. So just commend them on all that they've accomplished this year. I've been working tirelessly and have done a fantastic job and didn't miss a beat through all of our transitions. So thank you again for all of your efforts. And we were honored to have Governor Scott attend and speak this year at the IAC breakfast. Very successful event, and it was great. It was a pleasure having him here in Bay County. I'll probably wrap it up, but it's easy to get carried away, obviously, with all the wonderful things that we were able to accomplish at the Chamber this year. It's been my pleasure to work alongside Andrew as now the outgoing chair for 2015. And Andrew, again, thank you for your leadership. My remarks definitely would not be complete without recognizing a couple groups of people here this evening. If you've served on 2015 Board of Directors, served as a committee chair or even served as a member on any committee, if you will all please stand and be recognized. Thanks to each of you. Now, Carol, I didn't see where you were, but if you will please stand, and the entire team. I tell you, the staff, for those of you that have the pleasure of working with the staff at the Chamber, they are fantastic. I couldn't do what I have done. I think Andrew would say the same without Carol and the team. I think they all, for all they do for Bay County and for all they do for the Chamber, deserve a great big round of applause. I want to personally thank my parents that came this evening, sitting at the table right here in front of me. I wouldn't be here in Bay County if it wasn't for them. Over 20 years ago, my father and mother moved down and started a little company that you may be familiar with called AirRank Research that has subsequently sold to Booz Allen. But it's been a wonderful 20 years, and thanks, Mom and Dad, for all that you do for us and the family, and for introducing us to this wonderful community, Bay County. Last but certainly not least, my wife, lovely wife, Lynn, if you'll come up here, Lynn. She's going to want to kill me. As many of you know, anytime you're involved with a busy career, young children at home, and all the tasks that I'm sure it's not unique to me that we all deal with on a daily basis, if you don't have a support network behind you, it's, I think, impossible to really function the way you need to function in each of the roles. So thank you for all of my office associates that are here and for putting up with my time away. And thank you to my beautiful wife for supporting me all along the way. Thank you, Theo. He's a handsome young man. Patronuses, you did well, as always. So it's my pleasure to now introduce and pass the gavel to our 2016 chairman, Robert Carroll. I think we're all in great hands going forward, and I'm very excited for what the future holds here in Bay County. And thank you all. Thank you all for being here. And Robert, if you'll join me on stage.
Thank you very much. As you all know, Andrew, he was our chairman last year, was doing a fantastic job, was offered an incredible opportunity to go to Chicago. I know my family, we hated to see him leave. He became a good friend of mine, but I understand. So halfway through his term, he had to step away. Fortunately, we had Mike here. Mike stepped right in, out of a drop of a hat, didn't miss a beat. And we have been fortunate to have these two serve this organization. I'm proud to take the reins from both of them. And they've put tireless amount of hours and time into this organization, and I hope I can do as good of a job as both of them have done. With that, the only problem we have is that there's only one plaque. So we can have a dance-off, they can arm wrestle, we can do all kinds of things, but so we thought it was most appropriate, since each of them did half of a term, that maybe we take their plaque. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see.
Working out.
I've been watching that Bo Jackson commercial. So for their tireless efforts, they get half a plaque. One and a half. Wow, I've got bigger shoes to fill now. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Okay, I realize I am the only thing standing between you and your dinner and drinks, so I will make it brief. I want to congratulate all the winners here tonight. I personally know both of them, and I couldn't be prouder to know both of them and hope to follow in their footsteps and all that they've done for Bay County. I want to thank each and every one of you. We would not be here tonight without each and one of you here tonight. So thank you all for supporting this organization. I want to thank all the past chairmen and chairwomen. It's amazing to see how many still continue to come to this. They don't just drop off and give up on our organization. So thank you all. I'm truly humbled to follow in the footsteps, because it's an amazing amount of leadership that we've had that I get to come behind. So thank you all for serving and continuing to serve. I have to say a huge thank you to my wife, my beautiful wife Sharon, and my daughters Mia and Gigi. Mia, that was my daughter, takes after her mother, thank goodness. So amazing talent. My mother's here tonight. The rest of my family is all here tonight. And I also have to thank my business partner, Sean, former chairman. You guys, I always come up with these new endeavors, and you continue to support me, so I thank you for that. We have an incredibly aggressive business plan addressing 2016, and it can be found on the website. You don't have to look now. We can do this after dinner. So, but one of the major goals is to continue to build the organization. We've set the goal at 1,000 members. So we got to get a little bit to get there, but I see no problem us reaching that goal. Just like many others in our business community, we were negatively all affected by the recession. But looking back, we've all made it. We're continuing to make it, and good things are still to come. So with this huge crowd tonight, it's a pretty good indicator of great things to come. And we invite you to embrace this organization, our community. And if you all direct your attentions to the screen, come grow with us. Thank you.
So the night is young, lots left to enjoy. Dinner is soon. We have one more joy. News from tonight's event gets lots of attention, so I have some final housekeeping to mention. Watch the screen for a video I brought, some parting words from our governor, Rick Scott.
Good evening. I'm Governor Rick Scott. I'd like to congratulate the Bay County Chamber of Commerce on a successful year. Thank you, Andrew, for serving as chairman, and I wish you the best in Chicago. Thank you also, Mike, for your leadership and commitment to helping the growth of Bay County businesses. This year, we have an opportunity to make Florida first in job creation. In order to do this, we will cut $1 billion in taxes for businesses and families and create the new Florida Enterprise Fund so we can attract more jobs to our state. By eliminating the tax on business income for Florida manufacturers, big and small, and all Florida retailers, we are putting job makers on the road to more job creation for years to come. Please join me in choosing to make Florida #1. Robert, I wish you the best in 2016, as I know you will lead the Bay County Chamber into another great year. Thank you, and look forward to seeing many job wins from Bay County in the coming year.
Again, tonight would not be possible if it wasn't for our generous sponsors, our platinum sponsors, Edgewater Beach and Golf Resort, Merrill Lynch, Harrison Sale Attorneys at Law, our media sponsor, Clever Media Works, our gold sponsor, Barron and Redding, Early Education and Care, our Gulf Coast State College, FSU Panama City, Health South, Manuel and Thompson, NAI, Talcor, North Star Church, Sweet Bay, and West Rock. And again, thank you to all of our table sponsors. So you still have 1 hour left before the silent auction closes, so don't forget to check out all the great items outside. We want to thank all of our silent auction donors. A portion of the proceeds from tonight's auctions will go to Junior Leadership Bay program. In 1 hour, we'll be back to draw the names for the chance to win the gifts that were there's a great wreath out there full of gift cards to all these different businesses if you haven't bought your tickets to that. And if you haven't purchased tickets, please see the Junior Leadership Bay Steering Committee members. They'll be circulating through the dining room. They'll be bringing around tickets during the dinner. So thank you again for your support and celebrating another fantastic year with us. Please enjoy your dinner and God bless.